Well, howdy guys and gals, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is that you're watching this. Wavey and I are back on Lake Superior. We're back home. It is June. People like me to put the date, so June 15th, I think. And it's Friday. It's gonna be a beautiful weekend according to the weather. And we are leaving our home port in front of the house on the Ontonagon River here. And we are gonna take a right and we're gonna go check out the mouth of some smaller rivers in the area. The Firesteel River, the Big Sleeping River, maybe even the Little Sleeping River. And maybe we'll make it up even to Misery Bay. Let's find out. So stay tuned. We can't pass the Ontonagon Lighthouse without at least taking a peek at it. And we've got new folks here at the channel that haven't seen it yet. We did a tour of it, if you look back on my channel. If you're interested, we've toured lots of lighthouses. I love being a Shanty Boat captain. It's the best. How to become a professional Shanty Boat captain. That's my mission. Gonna figure this out. Beautiful day out on Lake Superior. I'm gonna try to give you guys a lay of the land here. So we're right here heading towards the Firesteel, 7 miles up the base of the Keweenaw Peninsula from Ontonagon. Right, let's see if I can show you. There it is. There's the Firesteel. That's where we're headed. And we're going to probably stop here and do some beach combing, see if we can find anything interesting. And this is 14 Mile Point, which there's an abandoned lighthouse out there. Some of my longtime subscribers have seen. We did a tour of that once. It's abandoned. I'll get some pictures of it on this trip for you, for folks that are new or haven't seen it. Then you come into Sleeping Bay, and there's very few people out here. There's maybe 10, 15 camps, seasonal camps out there. As far as I know, no one lives out there full time. Checking the depth here. And then, so I'm going to pan out here and just kind of show you something. This is not what it's officially called, but I kind of call this area up to the Houghton Hancock Channel entrance, which is a cut through on the Keweenaw. This is actually officially the Keweenaw Peninsula right here. Anything that's north or jets out into the lake from the cut through, it's where Houghton Hancock's at. One of the bigger towns in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Well, I call this kind of no man's land because there's just very few people that live out here. There is some high-end homes out here that you really can't even get to from land. We might see some from water. And there is a little town of Frida that is very interesting. I've talked about that. I've even popped out there before and made, kind of a half a video about it. Hold on, I got to do some course correction here. So yeah, no man's land, and it's just really special. There's all sorts of little rebel ports out here. It's what I call them, just rivers that most of the time they have enough of an entrance out to the lake that you can either pull into if the water's high, or you can just get out and walk your boat in. So hopefully we're going to be able to do that. So let's find out. That's what we're up to today. Stay tuned. Okay guys, we are coming up on our first stop, the Firesteel. I'm not sure if we can get in or not. We're gonna find out. Sometimes it's too low to get across the bar, and sometimes we can. Let's find out together. As we get closer, I am not seeing any place to pull in. We'll go over to this beach over here and we'll walk it first. You got them all. I gotta put my water shoes on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Stop. Whoa. And we're in the mouth of the Firesteel River. Okay guys, we got in here. We could go up farther in the river here as I'm kind of studying the mouth. It's a very convoluted, complicated river mouth this year, but it's navigable as far as I can tell. Let me turn the phone around and I'll show you. So we've got some fallen trees obviously, but there's plenty of room and there's plenty of depth right here. There's that one log right there, but we can get around that. We could kind of go like this, go around that tree, and then get up to that beach over there. But while we're on this side of the river mouth, let's go look around for some good driftwood first before we pull up and go over to that side. These driftwood root systems are great for tying to. They always have these little holes already naturally made. You can just hook up into them. Yeah, this is a really complicated one this year. I think we're going to go out that way. But when you come in, see, we came across a really shallow bar right there. That's why I had to get out and push and pull. But we might be able to just motor out of here, no problem. And then once you get into here, you make this corner on this little spit. And you go up into the river. This might be a good place to have my brain clear enough to try to articulate this out here on the beaches. So, as of the making of this video, June 15th, we are obviously back in Superior Land. I'm glad we are. The weather's fantastic. It's probably, you got to get a weather report from me, right? Probably 62, 65 maybe today, which is great. I love that. That's perfect. I'm supposed to not be using that word, so ideal. So some people have real problems, and this will be classified as one of those non-problems, first world problems. But you know, I have about 5 or 6, I'm guessing, episodes left on the Great Loop on the Shanty Boat. We're still in, as of the making of this, of course, you know, we're still on the Gulf side of Florida, about ready to go into the Okeechobee and then go up the East Coast, and then we got Georgia, South Carolina, a little bit of North Carolina too. And, you know, but life goes on, and here we are. And so I'm debating, you know, whether to put this video on our backup channel. I've renamed it. It was called Brenton's Vlog Channel. That was just a kind of a placeholder name until I could figure out something better. I've decided on Brenton's Riverside Hermitage. Link in the description. If you got an opinion on that one, let me know. I guess I could always change it again if everyone hates it, but it kind of fits. It's Riverside. It's kind of a hermitage. And it's mine, Brenton and Wavey's. So yeah, I'm trying to debate. Should we mix? You know, should we screw up the order of the ongoing series? We're on coming up on episode 41 of the Great Loop on the Shanty Boat, and if I just drop in this video, then it's going to really screw up the. You know, I don't know. I mean, will people get confused? Some people get easily confused on YouTube. I'm not quite sure why, but. There's always a time thing, you know, with YouTube. It's like it takes a while to edit the videos, and it takes, you know, it's if you're just one person like me, one person in a useless beagle, then I'm kind of doing it all. I'm not complaining, but it just takes time. We're probably 3 months behind, so to speak, you know, in making videos, because it just takes so long to make, you know, a good quality video. I could crank out some bad ones, you know, probably, but who wants that? And they're going to sit out there forever. So why should I, you know, why would anybody want that? So I think what I'm going to do is just put these videos in kind of current time, early summer, Superior Land on my backup channel, just as a place for them to land. And for folks that really like our channel, there is, you know, 20%, I would say it's getting to be about 20% of the viewers, you know, really like what we're doing, can find it to be very unique, and they will watch, you know, if I put on the main channel or on the backup channel. So I'll just go ahead and put this on the backup channel, and then when we kind of wrap up what we have of the Great Loop so far. I will announce that, or tell folks, and then I'll start putting the current summer Superior Land. I think I'm just going to keep going with Lake Superior on a shanty boat. Just that theme. It's just nice and to the point. So, and then I'll just put it back over on the main channel. So if you got any thoughts on that, if you absolutely hate it, sometimes I just can't read, what's going to work and what isn't. If you got any other thoughts about that, please comment below. I listen to constructive criticism, very valuable. And okay, let's continue on with the video. Thanks for listening. Did you find some tracks? The driftwood offering is pretty mellow this year. My buddy who lives up here says that when the water's down, the sand will cover it up, and that makes some sense. I also wonder if because it was such a mild winter overall, there wasn't as much kind of thrown up on the beaches over the winter, But yeah, I've seen a whole lot more. This is actually the least amount of driftwood I've ever seen in the 8 years or so I've been up here. Here's a nice one. Here's another one. Nice. We're finding more than I was expecting. Nice big piece too. Oh, you hardly ever find any green. Green and blue are the rarest colors of beach glass you'll find. I'm gathering up logs like this that are kind of already cut, though I did bring my chainsaw and I can cut some up if they're nice ones, but basically I'm looking for about that size and straight for landscaping at my river place here, to kind of frame in the driveway and the lawn, kind of make some borders between the lawn and the driveway. And I want to do it all in salvaged driftwood that I find out here on my excursions. It's just another thing to do. I also want to find some rock to make a little fire pit. So what I'm doing, instead of having to drag this very heavy, I just dragged it from over there, drag this very heavy log all the way back to the boat, which is right out there, if you can see how far away we are. What I'm doing is when I find them, I just drag them out close to the beach, and then I put a stick up, because we're going to hug the shoreline on the way back, in a day or two, and try to pick up as many of these as we can. Thinking ahead. Here's another one. I'll take the chainsaw and cut that, then cut it into manageable pieces, nice and straight, the right color, good landscaping driftwood. We are coming up on the mouth of the Cranberry River, I believe. Just a little bit down from the Firesteel. It's a smaller river, but not much smaller. It actually has an outlet. It has a river mouth. I'm surprised. I've seen it where it doesn't. Oh yeah. That's deep too. Wow. Guess it's as far as we're going. What are you doing? Are you swimming it? Little Cranberry River. I found one that I could carry back. It's pretty light. Some of them have been out here long enough that they really lighten up and kind of lose their density. So we are heading back to the boat, and we're going to try to get further into the river. I think we're just going to stay here tonight on the Firesteel at the mouth of it. So stay tuned. Always nice to see when it's still here. That's the laziest ear scratch I've ever seen. Alright guys, so I put the motor on the Portland Pudgy, and we are going to go up the Firesteel here, around the corner under the bridge. Wavey keeps jumping off. All right, we're on the other side of the river mouth. Gonna look around a little bit. This is probably where we would camp if we could get the boat up the channel. And the mouth, you know, the corner there. We tried, and there's submerged trees, logs, that make it really difficult to motor up. I'd have to pull it through, and so I've just decided that that spot's fine. That's a great spot. We'll have a fire tonight. But let's explore this side here. We got some driftwood on this side too. Not a lot, but some. All right, guys. I started a fire, a little driftwood beach fire, a little early. You know, this far north, let me explain something to you real quick. So, Ontonagon has this interesting feature to it. It is the most western incorporated town in the Eastern time zone. Every time I go over to Minnesota, or every time any of us go over, just a little bit west, even just to the Porcupine Mountains, which I can see from here, just 13 miles away from Ontonagon, you're basically in central time zone. So what that does is the combination of being so far north, we're almost to Canada, and we're gerrymandered into the Eastern time zone through some reasons that I don't know. I think someone told me once, but I forgot. It means that in the summer, it'll stay light here. Like in the peak of summer, summer solstice, it'll stay light until past 11 at night. I want to say almost midnight. Like I remember living on the beach, a couple years ago, and it would be like way past 11. You could still see, it was dusk, but it was still visible. So June 15th, I think is what it is today. It'll stay light till 10, maybe past 10. We'll find out. In this video, I'll keep checking in, and I'll let you guys know when the sun goes down. We'll get some video of it, I hope. And we'll check what the time is. But it really, it's like, it's kind of like what they talk about, being in Alaska and the Arctic and stuff. You have these long days when it's great too. I mean, the sun comes up at 6 and it doesn't go down till 10 or even 11, and you just have these really long days to get stuff done or have some fun or take your time or whatever. So yeah. I don't know. All this started from me pointing out that I started my fire just a little bit too early tonight, but I don't care. There's plenty of driftwood around, so we'll just keep feeding it. So, all right, guys, stick with me. We're gonna keep on going here. Stay tuned. Hey, you want to go with me to go get some more firewood? Well, do you or not? All right. Then let's go. I won't even put you on a leash.